Lionsbridge FC is looking for a win tonight. They played well against the Tri-City Otters in Johnson City, Tennessee on Tuesday this week. White scored the goal for Lionsbridge FC as well as Luke Brown. So both of the Lionsbridge FC forwards that we expected to see score a little bit this year got a tally in the offensive net. Rich Dearle played better, but his opponent on the Otters played just a tad better, and it was a 3-2 final there in Johnson City, Tennessee. And now Lionsbridge on a 3-game losing skid. Looking to return home tonight back here at the lovely Pomoco Stadium. Not necessarily the friendly confines, however, as they have been 0-2 here at home. Looking to return serve, get a win tonight as they did so in their season opener against North Carolina FC. The U23 squad was taken down by a score of 1-0 in their season opener earlier in May. But it's June 1st. It's time for Lionsbridge FC soccer, and we'll head up to the booth right now with Kevin Darcy. And welcome to Lionsbridge FC soccer here in Newport News, live at the time. Currently in the middle of the national anthem, and we'll get started with our starting lineups tonight. And I bring Kevin onto the broadcast. First and foremost, Kevin, beautiful night for soccer. We had a rainy start to the day. How you doing tonight?
Great, man, great. Really good night for Lionsbridge to get back on track.
And back on track indeed is the hope this evening, as the Lionsbridge FC team is on a 3-game losing skid. They come into a game this evening, a match against NCFC, who they're on the other side of things. They are in the middle of a 3-game winning streak, and so it's the team that is hotter than ever coming against a team that's struggling offensively. And it'll be a war of wills here. The winner of tonight's game should sit at the top of the South Atlantic Division here in the USL League 2, and we'll roll into our starters tonight. Notables here in the starters tonight for Lionsbridge FC. We'll talk about now the man we expect to see a little bit of action from there is going to be at the top, Emeka Eneli, number 26. He's the man we're going to look for. He's in the lineup tonight, as well as Brennen Burton, who's a local guy.
Absolutely. I think 2 wing players that should add a little punch to the lineup tonight. Eneli came in the later stages of the last match here at home, added a lot to the team, put the defense on their heels, and I think Burton's going to come in and inject a little energy into the lineup as well tonight, Rob.
Still a bunch of firepower on the bench. Militar, Cooke, who had the goal the first game against NCFC. Gunderson will sit there, as well as a couple of others defensively if the subs are needed. Gunderson and Bacon. As we get ready to get rolling, the coin flip here in the middle, just about ready to get started as the defenders of the bridge get rolling here on the right side of the field. Starters in full for NCFC. On the front side, it'll be Orlin Roque, Camden Holbrook, and Juan Hernandez, the front 3 forwards for NCFC. In the midfield, they'll have Parker Cross, Robert Screen, and Miles P.A. And the back line, defensive 4, James Kasich, Aiden Foster, Delacy Basti, and Alex Charles. Kasich had a goal on Tuesday, the game-winning goal on Tuesday for NCFC in their last contest. And tonight looking to get on the board once again. I believe, from what I can tell, NCFC will start the game, and all of them in front of goalkeeper Will Pulisic. Pulisic coming into this evening's contest. 1 full game played. He saved everything he saw. All 3 shots, has not allowed a goal in his 1 contest and a 1-0 record on the year. As for Lionsbridge FC, we'll get into their rosters in just a moment. NCFC in the red shorts, white tops. They will be going left to right here in the opening half. Lionsbridge FC in the All Blacks this evening, white numbers, sponsored by Chick-fil-A. They will be going right to left. And away we go here in Newport News, 7:06 start time. Starting here for the home team on the front end, Luke Brown finally got a goal on Tuesday against the Tri-City Otters. We'll talk about that game as this one gets underway. That ball sent out of play. Thibaut, Jacquel joining him on the front side. Midfielders Emeka, Eneli, JP, Scearce, Adrian, Rebollar, and Brennen. Burton in the back. Charlie Ferguson making his first start of the year. Joining him, Luke Staats, Gideon, Betz, and Sant'Ana, all in front of the goalkeeper, making his 8th, I believe, start at this point, Richard Dearle.
Be interesting tonight, Rob. Out of 7 matches, this being the 7th, it's the 4th pairing of different center backs to start a match tonight with Staats and Betz. Hopefully they can get their organization together early on and really solidify the back line for Lionsbridge.
Had a relatively rainy morning here in Newport News. Should be an okay evening for soccer on a sloppy pitch. 75 degrees is our game time temperature. Tonight's weather report, thanks to the folks at Mosquito Joe. You can say goodbye to mosquitoes, ticks, and fleas with Mosquito Joe's effective mosquito control solutions. It's time to start enjoying your yard again. Satisfaction guaranteed with Mosquito Joe. Outside is fun again. So 75 degrees, just a bit humid here tonight. Not necessarily a perfect evening for soccer as we've had the first couple of nights, but maybe it's taking an unperfect night to have a perfect game on the pitch.
Without a doubt. We got to find a way, regardless of the weather, regardless of anything else, Rob. This Lionsbridge team is in severe need of a result and some positive points tonight. They're going to just have to figure it out.
Luke Brown to take the free kick. First free kick of the day after the foul from NCFC. Here he goes. Left foot plant and shot over the net and over the crossbar. Close but no cigar seems to be the theme of the offense for this Lionsbridge Football Club through their first 3 home games. They've had plenty of chances, plenty of offensive opportunities, just haven't been able to connect. And Kevin, I think key player tonight to look for, Emeka Eneli. We saw a lot of good things out of him in the last home game. Eneli came in about 70 minutes into the contest and really started to make things happen, but I think it was a case of too little too late as NCFC pulls in and gets stopped by the captain, Gideon Betz.
Yeah,
Betz, go ahead.
No, I'd agree, Rob. I think Eneli showed last time he's willing to take responsibility. He took players on the outside. He tried to create for himself, which led into some nice advanced spots on the field where he could, in the end, create for some others.
So Betz, the captain tonight for the men in black. He's got the yellow armband. Now coming the other side, there's Brown. Brown, the force full of North Carolinians. Is that right, Kevin? North Carolinians?
Sounded all right to me. Or Linians, one or the other.
The Carolinians.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the Virginians pushing forward. I believe that's Burton on the far side. Burton looking near, and right there, letting it go behind him was Emeka Eneli, and out of play for a throw-in in white.
Yeah, it's good. Got into high part of the field, whipped the ball in behind. Although we did not get on the end of it, we're putting NCFC under pressure early and hope to get something positive out of it.
And after the foul, the official will have a brief moment to talk to JP Scearce. And our broadcast started a little bit earlier this evening because before tonight's game, the public address here at Pomoco Stadium took the time to address the tragedy in Virginia Beach last night. As this Hampton Roads community has kind of been put into a little bit of a shake as of yesterday, and our thoughts, prayers, and all that would continue to be with the those of us and our families in Virginia Beach. Virginia Beach United playing a home game this evening. Unfortunate situation, Kevin, and our thoughts and prayers are with them.
Yeah, hopefully they have a good outing down at the beach tonight, and get people in a positive mindset.
Sports is often something that can bring folks together after tragedy such as that. And for those of you watching on Cox Yearview down in Virginia Beach, know that this is not something that this community will forget, nor will we let it slide, especially here in the Hampton Roads. Virginia Beach playing a game tonight against Tobacco Road FC. They are another or I guess one of two other games here in this division playing tonight. NC Fusion and Wake FC also in action. NC Fusion the host. So we'll keep an eye on those scores as the game continues.
Yeah, great opportunity for us tonight, or I should say Lionsbridge. I mean, the division is waiting for someone to emerge. NCFC started a little tough. It's gotten themselves together in the last stretch of time. We've been a little bit of the opposite, not being able to get on top of results. But, you know, we're right in position to take over the division. Hopefully tonight's the night for Lionsbridge.
Lionsbridge does have a full game ahead of everybody else. But coming into this weekend, NCFC sits atop the table with 9 points. 3 wins, 2 losses for NCFC. One of those 2 coming to the hands of Lionsbridge FC. Below them, Wake, who beat Lionsbridge FC last week here at home. Then the LBFC squad here with 7 points. Virginia Beach United with 6. And then Tri-City, Tobacco Road, and North Carolina Fusion all at the bottom with 4 points. So really a win for any of those teams below us tonight, Kevin, and they'll hop on over if Lionsbridge FC can't pick up a win or a draw.
Yeah, even more the reason we just got to get a result. Just got to get it done. Again, find a way. It doesn't matter how. Can be pretty, can be ugly. Just has to be enough to get the 3 points and solidify themselves within the division.
Free kick now coming. You'd like to see this team at home score first, but here's an opportunity for North Carolina FC. A little bit of jarring going on at the top of the key.
Yeah, tough the last couple games here at home, Rob. As you know, we've sat next to each other and watched it, but we've had to play from behind and chase the game, and not always the easiest way to play. So playing from in front brings a whole new feel and also will energize this Lionsbridge crowd. Again, a nice crowd tonight. We need to find a way to get them behind the team.
Ball controlled nicely by Luke Brown, then he gets buried over. Ball was taken away by the defender. And on what is a sloppy pitch this evening, I'm also anticipating a relatively physical game tonight, Kevin.
Yeah, it looks like the guys are ready to get after it. So we will see. Field is going to be a little bit slick, but we'll have to find our footing and find our way.
So goal kick here comes from Richard Dearle. NCFC rocking some white jerseys, so you're going to see the mud by the end of the contest, I'm sure.
Real interested tonight to see if we can get a pairing between Scearce and Rebollar playing in the center of the park. Really, really important that they can partner.
Good forward here now, Jacquel. Jacquel passing in to Brown. Brown goes down on the pitch. And Kevin, you can continue your thought about Rebollar.
You're good, man. No, just looking for that pairing. I mean, they got to command the ball, get hold of the tempo, create chances for others, make everyone else around them better. But they have to emerge. I mean, the center of the park's got to emerge.
8 minutes into the contest, that was a really good chance there for Lionsbridge FC. But Brown goes down. Now some wide open spaces on the far side of the field. Some physical play. Brown can't believe it, but it's going back the other way. And a little bit of a late shove there from Aiden Foster. Foster, a burly defender on the outside. He'll be playing right there with Luke Brown. Anticipate them being right there all night.
I think one of the things that could play into the Lionsbridge hand tonight is the formation that NCFC plays with 3 across midfield, 2 wide and 1 in the center of the park. Really plays well with Lionsbridge, 2 in the middle. We've been outnumbered the last couple matches with them playing 3 pinched in. Tonight a little different scenario, and I would hope we would be able to take advantage of that.
Coming forward quickly, Charlie Ferguson trying to get that ball in play. Ferguson can sense the opportunity offensively. Ferguson throws it in. I believe that's Emeli on the inside. Up to Brown. Ball headed away. Ball away by Kasich. Now up. Brown's going to look for it. Brown gets his head on it. Now up to the 18 and cleared. Just for a moment, a shot on and up and over everything.
It's a good sequence. Reminded me of, games earlier in the season where we were resourceful, picking up a second ball after a nice attempt, playing some passes together, getting in on goal, but then also picking up a knockdown, a second ball, getting another chance.
Fans certainly appreciate it here in Newport News. At least an opportunity. Can't win games unless you're putting shots on goal. And something that the Bridge don't struggle with is putting shots in the general vicinity of the net, but making things challenging and finishing those opportunities seems to be where things come awry. Out there on Burton.
Yeah, we've talked about the final ball needing to be better. I mean, it's a tough situation. I mean, across the world, finding players that are great at finishing, that get on the end of stuff, that can score the ball. Those players usually are picked up and paid a lot of money to do so elsewhere. So, hopefully the players who are trying to get to the next level here can make their mark, score some goals. Who knows where they end up, yeah?
Seems to be the case, and NCSC is built for success in that way. A team that sits below, pro league level. The way that it's tiered down there in North Carolina is a place that obviously is going to attract some of the better players.
Yeah, one of the biggest clubs in the United States, youth clubs, used to be called Castle. Now are NCFC, top to bottom, with a pro team and also a U23, which we're seeing tonight here. So they're really set up nicely. I think making a bid to become an MLS team eventually. Probably have a good shot to do so.
Well, the MLS expanding at the rate that it is, I would not be surprised. But right now the Bridge are trying to keep the ball in play. Burton slides, and I think he's safe at home, but the ball out of play.
I like the idea by him. He was aggressive. He went out there right back, got around him, just ran out of real estate with the width of the field.
About 13 minutes into the contest, Kevin, it's time to really hone into some keys to success. What kind of things do the Bridge need to do to get back on the winning side of things?
Yeah, I'm going to take a couple steps back to one of our early matches where we talked a lot about set pieces. With the idea that we've struggled in a run of play to find goals. I think maybe getting an early corner into the back of the net or some kind of direct free kick would really serve us well tonight. So, if we can get back to being really solid in set pieces, I think that would be great, Rob.
Set pieces being huge on a narrow field, one of the more narrow fields you can play on here in USL2. I think for me, big key is score first. Score first, score early, score often. And I talked to Luke Brown after the last home game last Saturday, and Brown was talking to me about how he says, we just can't finish, and I think once we do, we'll be able to finish in bunches.
Happens that way a lot of times. You just got to break the ice. Next thing you know, 2-3 are in the back of the net. You just get a good feeling and ride it out. So, I think that's going to be the case with this team. Talented in the final area, good on the ball. Guys getting into good spots. Just got to detail that final ball and just be better.
And plenty of fans out here tonight on a humid Saturday evening. The first of, I believe, 3 or 4 opportunities to see this team in June. Corner kick to come now for NCFC. Tonight's keys to success are brought to you by Nike. Nike's the official uniform provider of Lionsbridge FC. You can check out styles for the soccer player in your home at Nike.com. Nike, just do it. 15 minutes into the contest here. Still a 0-0 game. Chances really go 2 for the Bridge. Maybe half a chance offensively for NCFC, and Eneli trying to call his own number, and almost a desperation hurl by number 22, Alex Charles. Charles was able to get that one away from Eneli, but I think that might be something to watch here, Kevin, that matchup there between 22 and 26, Charles and Eneli. I think Eneli knows that he's the quicker man. And once you get by him, you've got Jacquel and Brown up top, ready to do damage.
Yeah, let's see if he can expose that right back a bit. That last play, 22, ended up making a nice saving tackle. Just got the ball away from Eneli.
Free kick coming from Dearle. Ball hops around. And Eneli goes down, and there's a foul, and the foul called again on Alex Charles, and I think Charles definitely knows he's the slower of the two out there. Nothing on Charles. He's obviously good enough to be out there. I just think Eneli knows he's got his number.
Yeah, right to your point, Rob. I mean, he figured it out early in this match, and he's gonna foul him a bit. He's gonna stop the play. He's gonna make things a little uncomfortable for Eneli and try to take him off his game.
Here goes Luke Brown. Will have the free kick. Two-man wall. They'll jump up. Here's a chance. The ball up, and it's in the net. It's in the goal. Lionsbridge FC scores. Gideon Betz.
Great execution. I mean, that's just what we needed. We talked about set pieces. A great ball whipped into the box, in behind their center backs. Betz got in the end of it, redirected it. Next thing you know, on the board, and the crowd is ready to get behind this team.
Betz says yes for the Bridge. Beautiful ball up by Luke Brown. I got plenty of time, but beautiful, beautiful ball up by Brown. And Gideon Betz gets his toe on it, puts it by the keeper. And your Bridge are up by 1. For the first time at home this year, they've got a lead, and the fans are feeling it.
Next 5 minutes will be critical. Can we press them? Can we get them under pressure in there, deep in their end? Get a turnover, get that second goal, and really get things going the right way.
So the goal given to Gideon Betz, the assist from Luke Brown. And now here come the Bridge once again. Offsides has got to be the call, and there goes the flag. Just a bit off for Thibaut Jacquel. And you can feel it here. You know, I haven't really sensed something this positive around here all season. That ball over to Brown. Brown's coming in from behind. Now 4 in, and another save made. Ends up out of play for a goal kick. But the fans are really starting to get into it for the first time at home, Kevin.
Yeah, the Bridge is playing in their blocks. You know, they've moved their blocks higher up the field. Their front two are pressing. Their center midfielders, along with the outsides, are pressing up high. And the back line is following them in. Has made it real difficult on the NCFC to play out of the back.
All up, and I mentioned it almost jokingly, and there goes Thibaut Jacquel. Jacquel's now in a 2-on-1 situation. He's going to have to spread the field out a little bit more. Gives it up to Brown, and now the counterattack coming from the red and white. Eneli onward to Staats. Staats now. No offsides called yet, and another call. It seems like Jacquel has a flair for the offside call.
Yeah, I like that, actually. You know, some may get a little discouraged by being offsides. I think it means you're pretty close to being in. I mean, it's it's a real fine line between being offsides or being on to goal.
There's Jacquel. Jacquel shoots and a save, point blank. There from the keeper, Will Pulisic. That's the first goal Pulisic has given up this season. And it also breaks a streak, and we didn't talk about it at the beginning of the broadcast, and maybe that was a good thing. But after 17 minutes of scoreless play to start this one, no math major, but I think that gets us to between goals here for this North Carolina FC defense, just about 264 minutes of scoreless play from their back line and their keeper.
That's quite a streak. It speaks well for our attack to be not only scoring the goal, but putting constant pressure and getting close on numerous other chances.
You know, coming into the game, NCFC obviously on that 3-game winning streak, but the way in which they've done so has been impressive both offensively and defensively. They beat Virginia Beach United 3-1, then Tobacco Road FC and North Carolina Fusion 2-0 apiece. So only given up 1 goal in the first half of a Virginia Beach United game, and from there blanking their opponents for almost 3 full games. First time these two teams played, this was the final score, and you know, I'm no bookie, but I'd be willing to say the over/under in this one's probably a little more than 1 tonight.
I think so. I think you're going to see a few more goals tonight. Just a gut feeling. And I'm glad you're not a bookie, Rob.
I don't think it's legal in Virginia yet. Oh, I admit to those crimes here on Facebook Live, Cox Yearview and the USL2 site all at once. Solid defensive presence there. Ball cleared up. Charlie Ferguson heads it towards his own goal. Oh, and taken away by Jacquel. Brown and Jacquel are going to work. Jacquel now. Jacquel puts it in. Saved by Pulisic, but wasn't necessarily a clean save. Rolled around his gloves for a moment. Stopped there by Sant'Ana on the outside. Gives it up to Brennen. Burton sees some physical hands on his back, but he'll continue on, and that ball out of play. It was Kasich getting a little handsy.
Talked about partnering, you know, in the pregame or as the game started, and I think our forwards currently are starting to really connect to play off each other, find each other into good spots, get some chances on goal, and you know, if that can continue through the match, it's going to really be a good sign for us.
Bridge also have several goals on their bench in Militar and Travis Cooke. Cooke, the man that scored the game winner against NCFC the first time, and it was after game 1 of this season, you know, ending 1-0, that just hearing from some of the players, you know, as they were walking off the pitch, a little bit of trash talk, kind of going back and forth about tonight's games. You know, we'll get you next time on your own field. We don't necessarily feel like we've got the whole gambit of players available to us yet, but I think that really ramps up intensity for a game like tonight.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, that's what competition's about, you know. Not as much about outwardly speaking and talking down to players, but, you know, having confidence in yourself, looking forward to that next opportunity to get points, to go at the other team and, you know, really get after it on the field.
Things have slowed down a little bit since that goal, and in that 5 minutes, that crucial 5 minutes you mentioned, Kevin, things definitely didn't slow down offensively for Lionsbridge, which is obviously what you want to see. You know, oftentimes, at least in my experience, 23 years of watching soccer, I often see that, you know, those goals often happen in droves. You score a goal, the other team, takes advantage of a defensive lapse after a goal. Good on the bridge to avoid that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, here at home, a little different attempt than if we were on the road and scored a goal. We'd probably be more apt to withdraw a little bit, looking for a result earlier in the match, settling in, getting behind the ball. I think tonight, especially with the last 3 matches not going our way, we've got to come out and really, really go at this team. Get that second goal, maybe get that third goal. Certain games, certain points in games that can turn a season really in the right direction.
Who knows, maybe near the end of this season we'll be talking about this contest against North Carolina FC. And we still got 75 minutes to go in the contest. 70 minutes to go, 60 minutes to go in the contest almost. Our problem including that halftime in there. About 90 minutes away from the end of the broadcast. 60 minutes of that going to be on air. 1-0 our score coming up to the 30-minute mark. Ball thrown in, hold on to by the red and white. Now a foul, this one on Eneli, and another conversation and a card coming out for Emeka Eneli. The fans giving a half-hearted boo.
Yeah, Eneli's got to be a little smarter. I mean, you don't want to give a card early in the match, and he definitely deserved one. He grabbed the guy in a situation on their half where you really don't need to. He was in the play. He could have worked back, got goal side of the ball, defended a little bit better there, but decided to grab the player and got carded for it.
So back to that matchup between Eneli and his defender. It was Alex Charles. Charles picked up a foul, but did not earn a card, or at least has not yet. I wouldn't be surprised if they end up even. Gideon Betz trying to draw his offender outside. To no avail. Sant'Ana unable to clear. The opportunity persists. A shot in. Stopped by Dearle. Now looking for somewhere to go with it was Charlie Ferguson. And the fans have broken out into the wave here at Pomoco Stadium. Nothing really gets a player back into the game here, Kevin, than the wave, right?
I mean, I'm on the edge of my seat as we speak.
I got to throw a finger up here and camaraderie. Ball up in the air. Here goes Jacquel. He off the header and he scores! The Frenchman for the bridge off the head, and the fans go home with chicken. It's a win-win for everybody, Kevin.
What a great ball in by Burton. Point of attack was changed. Ball got sent from the left side through midfield out to Burton wide on the right. Whipped a great ball in behind. And on the end of it with a great header to put the Lionsbridge up 2-0.
In the words of Tenant McVeigh, you got your chicken. Are you happy? Then I'm happy.
Yeah.
The Bridge are on the board early, and they're on the board often. It's a 2-0 game. That goal coming in the 27th minute, I believe, 28th minute for Thibaut Jacquel. And the fans now getting the announcement that Chick-fil-A is on their way. Chick-fil-A, the official jersey sponsor of Lionsbridge FC. Every time Lionsbridge scores on a header, fans go home here at Pomoco with a coupon for a free breakfast sandwich. What better way to celebrate a win than with Chick-fil-A? Eat more chicken.
You know, I got to say, I think this is a point where we put our foot seriously on the gas and chase that third goal and really keep this momentum going. You know, certainly we don't want to give up balance in the back and get caught on a counterattack, but I think this is a time, if ever there was one for the Lionsbridge franchise, get the third goal, make no doubt about where this game is going, and just keep the momentum.
The team is into it, the fans are into it, the broadcasters are into it, the PA guy's into it, pros, matchsticks, Kona Ice, they're all into it. Top to bottom, the energy is here tonight in a way that it has not been since last season. Jacquel had a wide open net on that. It was just a beautiful cross.
Burton's been dangerous all match. You know, he's lost the ball a couple times going at players, but that's how it goes. I mean, the defender has the advantage in the final third when you're going at him time and time again. But, you know, it just takes one or two times you get in behind and you're a hero.
Now, NCFC looking to shift into an offensive mindset here. And as far as my notes can tell, they came out in a 4-3-3. And, you know, Kevin, I've seen a whole number of formations here. You know, 4-4-2, a 4-3-3. And there's one where there's one at the top, a 4-5-1. It's a foul on the outside. What is the benefit to each as we get into this free kick outside the 18?
Yeah, I think it's important to note, most of the time we talk about formations, it's more on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, if a team's going to play a 4-5-1, you know, that's defensive. You know, when they win the ball, the shape should look significantly different. The system should look different. Players are trying to get forward. You know, so you may defend in a 4-5-1, which most teams will drop into, but you may attack in a 2-4-4. You know, you're getting your wide players high, you're getting your forwards up higher into the field. You really want to put as many players you can into the attacking third just to be dangerous.
And another goal for number 3, Luke Staats. And the Bridge up 3-0 here at Pomoco. A 33rd minute goal. Not sure when the goal actually went across the line.
Just another great ball into the mix. We talked about it last game, although the final finish wasn't there. We put some good balls into the mix the last couple games. Tonight, we have players with the integrity to get on the end of it and make sure that the ball ends up just as it has, in the back of the net.
34 minutes into the game, 3-0 here. And why not keep pushing, right? If you're head coach Chris Wally, at some point, yeah, maybe you want to sit back defensively, but for now, when the offense is clicking, you're finally scoring goals. Why not keep going after it?
Yeah, I'll be honest. I mean, I tend to be a defensive-minded coach.
Here comes another chance for Jacquel. Jacquel crosses up 1-2, gives it up. Eneli would have been offsides, I think, and it goes out of play. But the Bridge will hold on to it.
Safe to say there's a bit of a swag within the Lionsbridge players right now. You could see there how he worked himself in behind that defender. Could have gave the ball up early, but decided, hey, I'm going to take responsibility here. Beat the final defender, and unfortunately, you know, the ball got away at the end. But
I think if he had given, I think if Eneli had touched, I think he was off.
I think you're right.
So the official didn't look like he ever put his flag up or was ready to, but obviously it didn't matter. There's Brown. Brown in the Lionsbridge fancy cleats. Up to Scearce in the maroon boots. Up forward, Brennen Burton now up to Jacquel. Jacquel shoots again and a save made by the keeper, Pulisic.
Rob, I began to say earlier, I tend to be a little defensive-minded in coaching, looking at time and score, looking at the needs of the team. But I would say right now, with the way this game is going, that this NCFC team is seriously on the ropes and on the verge of really being knocked out. And we can continue to press, continue to pressure, continue to go at them. This game could really end up with a nice scoreline.
Ball up by Dearle. Ball forward and a foul there. That one on Scearce. The other thing that ought to be mentioned here, and I don't know if it makes a difference, Kevin, but is the bench is a lot deeper for the boys in the black than it is for the team white. As North Carolina FC only has 4 field players available this evening off the bench.
Yes.
Lionsbridge has all 6.
Especially when you're down 3-0 and you'll have no choice but to chase the game. I mean, you're playing in a humid evening, down 3-0, limited substitutions. That's hard work for NCFC to get themselves back in it.
Great save by the keeper, Dearle, and the defense follows up with one of their own. Keeps this one a clean sheet for the moment. Point blank there by Dearle. Not sure. Watch the replay again. Number 14 with the shot. That was Camden Holbrook. Now a corner kick. Ball up in the air. Dearle's going to go after it and snag that one like Odell Beckham Jr. Out of the air over everybody.
Glad he did 2 hands instead of 1, though, huh?
Certainly. Something I learned in baseball. Always go up with 2 hands.
Good
May
rule.
look corny, but fundamentals are key.
Good rule to live by.
Up in the air. Jacquel's going to go after it. Foul called just outside the 18. That foul on number 28, Parker Cross. Jacquel getting up slowly, but ultimately getting up. So the official will count out 10. And I assume it'll be Luke Brown. He seems to be the man on the set piece. But Betz is right there as well. Looking to prepare himself for the kick is Jacquel. I see Burton. And I think I like this move, Kevin. Trying to put Luke Brown in the mix. Brown seems to be more of a finisher, though he has a tendency to send in beautiful balls. They'll give Thibaut Jacquel the opportunity here. Jacquel puts it up over the net, had an opportunity, but just a bit wide.
Not a bad attempt by Jacquel. Just been a little bit late, but it had the right height, had the right direction. Not all going to go in.
We're getting close to halftime, and as you start thinking about the next time you go out to buy your game day groceries, be sure to check out Lidl, the official grocery store of Lionsbridge FC. Lidl is committed to providing customers the highest quality products at the lowest possible prices. Their everyday assortment features award-winning products and unique specialty items. Lidl also stands by their Lidl Love It guarantee, so be sure to check out Lidl today. Free kick coming from the men in white. Coming into the 40th minute of the contest. 3-0 our score, an explosive offensive start. Up in the air, off of one. Then Dearle's going to scoop it with one hand and dangerously corral it with the other. Now a win tonight against this NCFC team would, after 7 games, give the Bridge a record of 3-3-1. NCFC would be right even at 3-3, and more importantly, for potentially the end of the year, that would give Lionsbridge FC the tiebreaker between these two squads after winning in the first two legs of the three-game set.
Very important. You never know when you're going to need that head-to-head tiebreaker.
There goes Eneli. Eneli now giving it up to Brown. Brown can't corral on the boot. He'll clear it away. Gideon Betz. No, that's Staats. Staats now. Staats tinkers up. Staats inside. Staats to Eneli. Now to the outside. That's Burton up top. Burton will clear out. To Sant'Ana. Sant'Ana now to Brown. Touches up for Sant'Ana, and it is cleared. It's a 2-on-4 counterattack to start. And here come the red and white. Good stop and defensive play. I believe that was number 25, Sant'Ana. And Sant'Ana got a little more physical than need be, but he wins the ball anyway. I think the forward out there wanted a foul.
Great work by Sant'Ana. He'd gotten involved in the build-up. We'd built several numbers into the attack, had some nice patterns, almost got ourselves in for that fourth goal. Then he worked himself back and put in a tackle. Shows great work ethic on his side.
This team full of guys that have great work ethic. It's that ball forward and just a little bit too strong. You know, after the first two home games, I tend to make my way down to the pitch just to try to have a conversation with the guys, see how things went for them, see where they feel like they can improve. And without fail, after those first two games, Luke Brown, you know, came across, talked to the community, talked to the fans, signed autographs. But as soon as he was done with his, public appearances, went back out of the field and did sprints until he was tired. And basically, I walked out to him. I said, 90 minutes not enough for you, Luke? Said, I didn't play very well today, and I'm punishing myself. To have the wherewithal and understanding, you didn't play well, but then to go out and say, I need to keep working harder to get better today because it didn't happen in the full 90 is something to be admired.
Yeah, that's for sure.
That's long after everybody's out of the stadium by then as well.
And I thought he had a good match last game. I thought the entire team played well between the 18s. It was that final ball once again that let him down the last couple games, but their play was, I thought, much better than the previous game. Again, they just didn't get the result.
Outshot Wake FC like 20-something to 4, I think, was the final numbers. 20-something, obviously not an actual number, but it was in the 20s, the number of shots.
Yeah, it felt that way for sure.
Now NCFC building up some possession, slowly and methodically edging the ball up the field. And a slip and a fall, down goes Frazier. Ball cleared. And it looks like the Bridge are happy to sit on this until halftime at the very least, you'd think, Kevin. Foul called.
Yeah, I think Coach Wiley will be happy to go in halftime at 3-0 up. Make for a halftime that's far and away a better field than the last. Although, I think he'll probably even go harder at the guys to ensure that they don't take their foot off the pedal. They come out and they take it to this team to begin the second half as well.
And if you're head coach Tom Harris for NCFC, you came into this contest feeling good. You had your full squad of players that you wanted. Now that we're in June, all the college players are in action on these squads at this point. You felt confident. Going into the half now, down 3-0. What kind of message are you bringing to your team to kind of rebound and rally?
Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. Again, you made mention earlier the number of players they brought tonight. I mean, they're going to have to chase and press and kind of lay it all out there, in hopes to get an early goal, to pull one back just to make the game feel a little different. But it's going to be awful tough. They haven't looked quite sharp in possession. They'll make one or two balls, they'll combine, and they'll give the next one away, which has put us in possession and back in playing into their half. So, they haven't proven that they've been able to keep the ball enough tonight. They haven't been that dangerous tonight. It's going to be tough to muster up the energy it's going to take. So it is a tall task, certainly not undoable, if that's even a word, I don't know. But a tall task nevertheless.
So a substitution now into the game, number 24, or out of the game, excuse me, number 24, Juan Hernandez. Into the game, Julian Go. Go does have a goal on the season. He scored on Tuesday. So he comes into the 45th minute. Here goes Brown. Brown with a shot, gets stopped. On the outside, Eneli. Eneli feels good about his man, gets across, but it goes down. Stays in play, and a corner kick for the men in black. Going to take this corner is Brown. Sounds like 2 minutes of stoppage time. Brown up in the air. It's a good spot. Burton gets his head on it and just above the crossbar.
Yeah, we talked about it in the pregame. Again, the impact by the outside midfield players have been terrific in the second half. Both have been very positive in their play, going at their outside backs, putting in crosses, getting on the end of crosses. Burton there almost finishes one. I have to say, good selection of players tonight coming into the match, and the guys have responded.
The outside now. Here's a chance for NCFC. They're in 120 seconds worth of stoppage time. Ball up in the air, and it will fall into the hands of Dearle. And Dearle will settle things down. So a beautiful night here from Mosquito Joe. The Nike keys to success being followed to a T in the opening half. And it is just about time for us to take our hiatus. Head coach Chris Wally has got to be happy, and I know the fans here at Pomoco certainly are as well. 3-0 our score at the half. Gideon Betz in the 17th, Thibaut Jacquel in the 28th, and Luke Staats in the 34th. 3-0. We'll be back in just a bit. You're watching Lionsbridge FC Soccer here in Newport News. And welcome back to Newport News, top of the second half and just about top of the hour here in Newport News. The men in black, Lionsbridge FC, putting 3 goals on the board in the opening half. One from the foot of Gideon Betz. That assist came from Luke Brown. One from the foot of Thibaut Jacquel, actually the head of Thibaut Jacquel. And his assist came from Brennen Burton. And then the third goal from Luke Staats, also a Luke Brown assist. So a Luke-to-Luke connection, making it a 3-0 game. And away we go here in half number 2. The Bridge are going left to right here in the second half. Rob Smith, Kevin Darcy in the booth. And Kevin, what do the Bridge need to do to maintain this 3-0 lead? It's still a dangerous game.
It's going to be a test of character. We're going to see if they have a killer instinct, if they're willing to put their foot down on these guys and grind them into the ground and just get this game done. I think the next goal finishes the game off in favor of Lionsbridge if they're able to get it. And if it goes the other way, we're going to be in for a bit of a dogfight.
A 2-goal lead is certainly a dangerous one. Ball forward, and Eneli is there on the outside. And didn't get a chance to go down to the pitch at the half here, Kevin, but if field conditions are anything, they're likely worse than they were when the game started. And it was a relatively sloppy pitch this afternoon. I can only imagine how things are now.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed, Rob. I thought you were going to get the shoot against the Chick-fil-A cow, but apparently that did not play itself out.
You know, they said, I did ask, and they said, hey, this is for kids. You have to be this short or shorter to ride the ride. And at 5'11" or 6 foot on my Tinder profile, that's just a little too tall. And that's a yellow card for Mr. Betz to start the half. Second yellow card of the game here for Lionsbridge FC.
Yeah, again, I would equate that one to the one in the first half that Eneli got. I mean, we just have to be a bit mature in our play. Just unnecessary at this point. You don't want to carry cards in a match in particular, but then in the course of accumulation over the season, it's just better not to give up those unnecessary cards.
So free kick coming near the midline. Up and near the 18. That ball headed away by Scearce, then booted by Ferguson. Trying to figure out if there are any halftime substitutions. There's a cymbals crash in the Lions' den. Like into the game, number 18, Calvin Cromer. Cromer will go in for 16, Orlin Roque. So Cromer will likely be put up top in an offensive shift. Ball forward and in through everybody, and I think taking a shot to the upper thigh was number 23 for the visitors. Trying to figure out if that was 23. Maybe it was 22. Forgive me. That was Charles.
Nice job by the Lionsbridge defense just to redirect that ball out of danger.
So corner kick also directed out of play, but stays in the same direction, right to left. Go towards the north end zone, into the hands of Dearle. Dearle, according to those who were at the game against the Tri-City Otters, played remarkably against Tri-City, but it was an offensive showcase that ended 3-2. I said Dearle played well, but his opponent played just a tad better. It's Burton right there challenging the keeper Pulisic and winning a corner kick for his boy number 10, Luke Brown. Luke Brown on the outside taking the corner kick. Brown with his hand up. All but 4. The official blows his whistle, and sitting down is Scearce. Scearce looks like he's got an injury. He'll finally get pulled up. And now the main official is going to go have a conversation. And I think they might be having a conversation about maybe this is a goal kick. Kevin, what could this pause be for?
I think they were looking to see if the side judge or the AR noticed any inappropriate conduct by the defending NCFC player. Maybe not.
No calls made. There goes Brown again. The crowd begins to rumble. Up in the air, just a little bit high and just a little bit strong there for Brown. Good play there by Gideon. Betz pushes it forward. Jacquel on the outside is offsides. Tyler Dressman also into the game at the half. Dressman went in for Miles PA. Another sub there for NCFC. Into the box. Now forward, a good chance. Saved by Dearle.
Well done by Dearle. Got real big at the end. Was able to parry that over the goal.
Just off the elbow. The official gives the corner to the outside. They thought it was going to be the near side. So out on the far side, Alex Charles set to take the corner. Charles takes it short. Now up in the air. Dearle corrals once again. Dearle playing remarkably so far this evening, looking to maintain that through the next 30 to 40 minutes. And a bit of a body shot from Rebollar. And he knew it. Right off the bat, things getting a little physical. Down goes Parker Cross. As he gets up slowly. Good defense by Burton. Ball booted out of play by Burton. And official called a touch. It looks pretty clear to me from here. Burton doesn't necessarily agree with it, and the official said it was slight, but again, looks pretty obvious. That ball up and over the moon finally lands down in the 18. Now going out to get it, Rebollar and Brown. Now for potential counterattack. Here goes a 3-on-3 situation. Rebollar goes forward. And they'll cross around the Jacquel. Returning serve is NCFC as they cross the ball to the outside, spread the field out a bit. Try to get this compact back four of Lionsbridge FC to break up just a bit. Tonight seems to be a bend, don't break moment, and Dearle read that nicely. Clear over the cross. And as the sun is now set here in Newport News. It's a little bit cooler here, Kevin, 76 degrees in Newport News, but it is sticky, to say the least.
It is definitely humid. I think the Lionsbridge team right now is going to have to really work hard to get hold of the rhythm of this half. One thing you definitely don't want to do this early in the second half is give up possession, give up rhythm of play, allow the other team to even have a sniff or a belief in themselves. So they need to get hold of the ball, continue to be the aggressor, continue to be the most physical, the best team on the field, and again, not let up whatsoever.
Pulisic reinserting this one into the action. Let's check in on our matches around the division. Right now it doesn't look like any updates here on Tobacco Road FC at Virginia Beach, nor is there an update here for Wake FC at NC Fusion. Into the game here for the Bridge, a fan favorite, number 8, Ivan Militar. Militar in for Brennen Burton. Local man had himself a pretty decent night, picked up the second assist of the day on the Thibaut Jacquel goal.
Yeah, I think Burton made a real good appearance, made the best of his opportunity to get a start tonight. Got the second assist, as you made mention of, but also really just impacted the game. He was constantly a threat going forward, whipped in crosses, worked back, put in some good defensive help as well.
Militar now, the fresh legs for the Bridge. Sits in the midfield. And Kevin, it looks like a bit of a formation change. Now, I'm, again, no soccer savant, but it looks like more of a 4-5-1 or a 4-3-3 almost. But everyone seems to be pushing back.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be as much that he made a system change or, changed the formation, other than probably made the priority to be, regardless of anything else, let's make sure our numbers are good behind the ball. Let's make sure we get back and keep them at 0. Regardless of whether we score again, if they remain at 0, 3 points in the book for the home team.
This half could be 0-0, and the Bridge would still end up on top. And ultimately, the positive result is what you're looking for. Betz with a lofty up into the box. Scearce is right there with his defender, number 17, Basti. Bridge will hold on.
Yeah, you mentioned the result. I mean, at the senior team level, where you're talking USL 2, USL, 1, or what they call championship now, it's about getting the result. It's not player development. We're not talking about youth development here. Certainly each player that plays college currently is going to get sharper. It's going to help them in the fall by playing at a high level of play. But this is about team results. This is about time and score. This is about understanding the stage of the game and making sure that tactically, things make sense and that you're taking care of the result.
Dearle starting to look like his college self. Last year, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I believe his record was 14-0-1 or something obscure like that. Had a goals against average well under 1. Seems like the defensive lapses they've had, at least at home here, Kevin, have been just that, lapses. I don't necessarily think they could be attributed to poor keeping.
Yeah, I agree. And, the way the game is, you're going to give up goals from time to time. And, at this level, there's good enough players that, good offense is going to break down even good defense at times. And so you got to be able to score goals. That's been our Achilles heel in the last couple games.
Great save by Dearle on cue.
Yep, great strike, great save. But, it's been our Achilles heel not scoring the ball. So it just compounds when the other team scores a goal, you're playing with a bit of a noose around your neck. You know, things just feel difficult. Now, having 3 goals to the good, you know, pressure's off a bit. I play with more of a rhythm, a flair, a confidence, a swag, all that kind of good stuff.
Corner kick to come for the red and white. 68th minute. Ball up and short. Now up to the corner of the 18 box. Off the head of Scearce. Ball in the corner in the possession of the boys in black. Now to Sant'Ana. Sant'Ana turns on the Jets. He cuts up, then again, and stopped. Edu was right there. The outside. Outside the defense there for LBFC. Really a black and white game tonight, pun intended, here on the field, as it's been all Lionsbridge FC and not much of anything from the visitors. And frankly, Kevin, I'm just a bit surprised.
Yeah, you know, not easy again playing on the road, but you'd think coming in with a division lead, they would have a little bit more spirit about them. You know, maybe come out and put some pressure early. You know, try to, like we talk about every game here at home, is the visitors have to try to take the crowd out, get an early goal, play super positive early. But you know, really none of that from NCFC. But then to compound their efforts, we've been pretty good tonight. You know, right from the start.
After this, NCFC will be in action on Tuesday, June 4th at Kermit-Tipton Stadium in Johnson City, Tennessee. They'll be playing against the Tri-City Otters. Otters beating Lionsbridge FC by a score of 3-2 on Tuesday this past week. And their next home game will be against this same Lionsbridge FC team a week from yesterday. So these two teams are going to be back in action in just 6 days' time. And I imagine they won't forget the outcome of this one. Neither of these teams will. Brown near. Ball out of play. Stays here, and the Bridge continue to pressure. And they chop it up to a goal kick, and a little bit of pushing and shoving here, and the card's going to Luke Brown. Luke Brown is trying to have a conversation with the official, saying, hey, listen, I'm just trying to get an explanation here. I don't necessarily agree with it. And as he walks away from the lead official, he puts his fingers in his ears and says, listen, I don't want to hear it. I don't appreciate that, and we're not going to play that game, so I'm just going to walk away. Bit comical there from Luke Brown, but still not a thing you want to see, a yellow card in the game, especially to one of your better scorers and facilitators, as he's got 2 assists tonight.
Especially at 3-0 up, you know, in an inconsequential play. I mean, the ball's over the end line. Just leave it, get back, get organized, play on.
Militar will take it. Brown almost in a bit of confusion. Finally gets that ball from Militar. Gives it up to Scearce. Scearce now to turn field to Eneli. Eneli to the outside. Militar with plenty of room to cross. He'll bully around his man in a good defensive tackle. there by the defender, number 5, Aiden Foster. Foster's had himself a pretty decent game tonight. Down goes Eneli. Eneli trying to play it quickly. He'll slow things down, though, and Luke Brown will take the free kick. Here comes a set piece, 65 minutes into the contest here for Lionsbridge. Luke Brown ready to take it. Thibaut, Jacquel, Militar, Scearce, Staats, and Eneli all there on the line. Only a few missing, and they're all defensive. Ball lofted up. Gideon Betz was right there, and it gets kicked out of play. Dangerous chance, and I think it was number 18 for the visitors, Calvin Cromer, who pushed it off. But Luke Brown will finally get that corner he was looking for. Luke Brown for the corner. Ball is low. It peeks through everybody. Just missed anything that it could have possibly hit. And cleared. Militar did a good job boxing out the defender, Alex Charles. Sant'Ana for the throw-in. Heaves it forward to Luke Brown. Brown now goes down, and the foul is called by the official on the near side. And Brown looks a bit fatigued here. And I don't know if it's a fatigue with the official or if it's a fatigue because of this humid weather. But either way, he looks, I don't know, and maybe I'm wrong, Kevin. Maybe I'm reading the situation incorrectly, but he looks gassed.
I think he was just taking his time, Rob. I think he catching his breath.
Ball up off the head
rushing.
of Scearce. Pulisic makes a stop. 1/3 to go in the game. And it's going to take, I wouldn't necessarily say a miracle comeback, but comeback's got to start soon if you're a fan of NCFC.
Yeah, I'd agree. 25 minutes roughly till the end. I think it's time for Lionsbridge to put that fourth goal in, get the nail in the coffin, get this thing buttoned up, and cruise to victory.
All in the attacking zone for NCFC, cleared. Now coming the other way is Emeka Eneli. Eneli in a one-on-one situation. And a slippery pitch. Out of play. Lionsbridge shaking their time. Looks like a substitution coming on. It sounds like Rene White. And White on for, I'm not sure who that is, number 22, Thibaut Jacquel. So my colorful score sheet gets just a bit more touch of green. My pitch on paper looks a bit like a rainbow here at this point, Kevin.
Yes, it does.
3 goals, 3 assists, 2 substitutions at this point. Quite a bit of cards, 3 for the bridge.
May not be done either.
And there tends to be a bit of chippiness already between these two squads. And you could tell at the very beginning of the game, but now the score's kind of gotten away from both sides. And I wouldn't imagine if desperate times call for desperate measures near the end of the game, things get chippy and in no contests, laughers, if you will. Ball forward, and Rene White with the fresh legs in front of Michael Dressman. Dressman also has a fresher set of legs. Now forward is Sant'Ana. Sant'Ana wins the ball, gets it in. And if he had been in front of the net, it would have been a goal, but just not in the right place.
Good run by Sant'Ana, getting up the flank, getting to the inline, being patient on the service, not rushing the ball in, but picking up his head and finding the Lionsbridge player coming into the box.
Ball up here for the Bridge. So we begin the Viking clap here in Newport News. I don't think they've picked up on the rhythm thing yet. But they'll get there. There goes Scearce up into the attacking third. Up in the air and White. Looks like climbing the ladder was the defender on White. Just kind of grabbed his shoulders and jumped.
I like how the Lionsbridge forwards have played tonight. They haven't played as much on the same plane. I thought the last couple games they both, played decent matches, back to goal, laying balls off, but tonight we have one playing a little higher, one dropping in, picking up balls a little bit deeper into midfield, staggered a bit, just giving the NCFC back line a little bit of a challenge on how to play the forwards.
Field looks to be pretty compact at the time. Everybody up in this middle of the field on the near side. Not a whole lot of spread at the moment. I think Lionsbridge is certainly happy with the way that is. "20 minutes to go in the contest. And on Saturday a week ago, sitting in a 1-0, 2-0 contest, and just about this time, last call came about, and we were worried that it might be last call for the Bridge, and it was. Tonight, last call means more chances for scoring here for the Bridge as they start to attack offensively again here beyond the 70th. Bounces fortuitously and getting pushed is Militar. Militar shoots and a save by Pulisic. A corner to come, but a good opportunity by the man with the yellow wristband.
Thought he was going to slide that one to the back post. He took a chance and just hit a burner at the keeper, who kind of handled it well. Two Lionsbridge attackers were making their way to the back post, so that could have been a good chance there.
He got pushed into that position there. And as the fans do on a corner kick, this is the first of the day by Militar. They start to rumble. And a sub before all that, so they'll rumble just a bit longer. Edu Sant'Ana calling it a night. Forgive me, it's Emeka and Eneli calling it a night. Into the game, Jamie Gunderson as a defensive replacement. So a center back in for a midfielder, an offensive midfielder at that.
It's a nice job by Eneli tonight, coming from a wide spot. Just being a real impactful player at all times. Able to hold the ball, able to go at their backs, able to put in service, able to get on the end of some stuff. Nice job overall.
Well, Eneli didn't score. I certainly think he was a huge difference maker in the contest. Obviously, if I had to put a man of the match out there right now, it would probably be either Luke Brown or the man in goal, Richard Dearle. But Emeka and Eneli made his difference tonight in the midfield as well. It did not go unnoticed, at least by the two of us up here. Charles out of the game tonight as well. Orozco, James Orozco into the game. Lionsbridge thankful to not have any injuries tonight so far, any big ones. But any and all injuries are taken care of quickly by the folks at Riverside Sports Medicine. They offer comprehensive medical services, including primary care, sports medicine, orthopedic surgery, sports physical therapy, and athletic training. And as the Peninsula's premier sports medicine provider, the entire sports medicine team is focused on helping you stay active and keeping you in the game.
Looks like Jamie Gunderson is sitting in the hole in front of his center backs, playing like a deep center defensive midfielder. I like what Coach Wiley maybe has done here, just kind of button up that space in front of the center backs, give them no room to play there, and eventually just kind of kill this game off.
Now with 15 minutes to go, you know it's a defensive effort here for the home team. And after the game is over, be sure to stay tuned. Head over to Facebook Live for post-game analysis and interviews with Ryan Baker on the field. If you're watching on Cox View, we'll say goodbye to you and headed down to Ryan Baker on the field to close things out. But if you don't want to miss that post-game analysis or any other behind-the-scenes content, you can follow Lionsbridge FC on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can be the first to see starters, post-game interviews, and other behind-the-scenes stuff, all at Lionsbridge FC. Stuff including any kind of conversation we're going to have with the team, starters before anyone else as they're seeing them, substitutions as they roll, funny gifts, player appearances, information on camps, all can be found both on Lionsbridge FC's Twitter and Instagram and Facebook page, but also on lionsbridgefc.com. 'Goes Militar. Militar has one in front of him. He'll move to the outside. There goes number 9. That is Rebollar. Corner kick coming for Lionsbridge.
Been impressed tonight, Rob, just to see, in our shape now, in the 7th game of the season. Not only the angles of support have improved in possession, but the distance of support, being able to give that early support so that possession is that easier.
Ball up in the air. A beautiful cross in. Betz just puts it high, though. Got it off the crown of the head instead of the forehead.
Yeah, and the systems of play and the shape, it takes time. It takes many games till that can start to really come together. And, it'll get better even as the season goes on. But I thought a good statement tonight to see a lot of those areas of improvement.
Minutes to go in the contest, and good for the Bridge to finally get a win on home turf, but unfortunately they'll be on the road for a little bit after tonight. Lionsbridge, they'll be home again in 2 weeks' time. They'll take on Tobacco Road FC. Ultimately a 2-2 draw down in Durham in their earlier contests this season. A game that very well could have been won by the Bridge, but certainly pleased with that 7th point of the year. Gates will open at 5 on that June 15th contest. Game starts at 7. Come early, stay late for an evening full of fun at the field. Advance tickets can be purchased online at lionsbridgefc.com/tickets. I was saying, though, Kevin, in between now and then, they will have one road game next Saturday against North Carolina FCU 23. So NCFC has got a game in between now and then. to work on some things. This Lionsbridge team certainly got to be happy with an off week after a win like this.
Yeah, desperately needed tonight's game, you know, in many ways. I mean, it's one thing to get the points, to get the results. Another thing to play well and get the points and get the result, because, you know, momentum is big in this league and any league for that matter. And I think with a week off to address some things in training, to really prepare with positive feel, positive body language in the players, you're going to see a good effort come on the road in that next match.
Now on the 15th, in addition to that, there's going to be a free clinic by Riverside Sports Medicine that was supposed to be today but was canceled. Now that clinic is full as far as registration is concerned, but still quite a number of camps available for the rest of the summer. It's another thing you can find on lionsbridgefc.com/camps. All the way from Gloucester to Newport News, Yorktown to Hampton. There's a camp out there for you and the soccer player in your home. And check all that out. Registration now open for a variety of sessions on lionsbridgefc.com/camps. Ball working around, and I don't think the forward Jacquel liked that ball placement. Fans may be hoping for one more late goal. Now a chance and out of play, and I'm not sure where that missed. It's wide left, but there's a whole 75% of the goal on the right side of the keeper. Tried to take a short side and missed everything. Certainly okay, though, for those of us here in the booth. 82nd minute of the game, up 3-0. NCFC trailing, and they haven't had too many offensive opportunities at all tonight.
Yeah, very limited. You know, I'll give a lot of credit to our center back pairing. Coach Wiley decided to go with Staats and Betz as the center backs first start together. I thought they responded really well. They've organized the back line. They've organized the players in front of them. They've kept things nice and tight, stayed connected with the outside defenders in the midfield block, and, you know, have limited chances and just made for a real solid night defensively.
I would imagine maybe 1 or 2 minutes of stoppage time. And Adrian Rebollar is out of the game now as Travis Cooke comes into the contest. We've had an incredibly short staff tonight here at Pomoco Stadium, but with that in mind, we're still incredibly thankful for the group that we have here bringing you this LBFC action here on Cox Your View Facebook Live and USL League 2's Match Center. Austin Gregory's production team. Unfortunately, Austin not with us tonight. This man had to go and get married. So, Austin, if you're listening, and I'm imagining you're mid-reception, congratulations on that, and we look forward to having you back in 2 weeks. So really tonight it's been John Rector and the production team. Sliding safely into home is Richard Dearle, scooping that on up. John Rector on production. Austin Urch and Hannah Lindenbald on cameras this evening. Michael Inicelli on in-stadium content. Ryan Baker on graphics and replay, and obviously all of our friends at Cox, both here and in Arizona. Takes a village, a very small village, to get this to happen the way that it's supposed to, and we're thankful to all of those off camera. Of course, Kevin Darcy, I'm Rob Smith here in the booth.
Funny, Rob, it takes a village, as you said. It takes a lot of staff, a lot of committed people, but it just takes a goal or two in the back of the net to make everything feel very, very well.
Couldn't have said it better myself here, Kevin. As last Saturday was a beautiful night for the beautiful game and a not so beautiful result. Tonight has been a humid and generally not so beautiful night for a game that has been exceptional for the home team, their fans, and anyone who supports this Lionsbridge FC club.
Yeah, we've played well in every way. I mean, the shape has been terrific. I mean, it's been good offensively, defensively. We've been strong in transition, what we're seeing here. Just managing the game well, you know, at certain points of the game, little adjustments, you know, buttoning things up for the final 15 minutes, understanding time and score, making sure the result ends up 3 points on the Lionsbridge side.
I believe everybody is in here except for Sam Bacon from the Lionsbridge FC bench. That means Militar, Betz, Cooke, White, and Gunderson have all come into the contest here in the second half. And I am quite literally out of space. I don't think I could add another goal even if I wanted to, but White and company will try to make things difficult for me scoring my game.
I think you'll find a little section on that score sheet, Rob, if we get that fourth goal. Just a guess.
Now forward goes White. '88th minute. And things kind of settling down. I think the result is well in hand. Both sides look like they've accepted it here, Kevin.
Yeah, I think it's inevitable at this point. I think once the first 20 minutes of the second half went through and NCFC was unable to pull a goal back, I think it was what it was at that point.
As we head into the 90th minute, time for our defensive player of the game, Rich Dearle. A defensive player of the game is brought to you by Financial Security Group. Founded in 1992, Financial Security is one of the oldest independent financial planning firms in Hampton Roads, and you can call 757-643-6200 to meet with Kevin Joyce, located in the city center of Newport News, to protect, save, and grow your financial plan. That's 757-643-6200. Financial Security is a proud sponsor of Lionsbridge FC and the defensive player of the game, which tonight is Richard Dearle. Dearle playing so far through 90 clean. Still an opportunity for NCFC to put up a goal, but even still, he's played impeccably this evening, and he's had quite a bit of help from his front line.
That's for sure. A lot of good performances once again, a lot of players pitching in. Really a good team effort overall.
It just so happens that when Dearle puts up a clean sheet, the Bridge win. So, you know, this is his third of the year, the third win of the year for Lionsbridge FC. And two minutes of stoppage time. And this fan base, knowing they have the win in order, just looking for the crazy bread from Little Caesars. And, you know, a lot of big promotions coming into play tonight. And I'd recommend you not miss the next home game. If you're at home watching, what are you doing? Come out to Newport News. Come to Pomoco. When the team scores, we have fun. We win. We enjoy it. You, me, all of us down in the stands. It's a party.
No better place to be.
Like I said, you can get those tickets on LBFC. That's lionsbridgefc.com. A shot and a save by Pulisic. Pulisic says no crazy bread for you, but that's okay. Fans will have to be satisfied with a win. 2 weeks from today, come back and join us. Come say hi to Kevin and I in the booth. Halftime, pregame, postgame. Not during the game, but we'd love to say hi to you as well. The fans all starting to migrate towards the fence. At this point, just waiting for the formality that is the final whistle. And Kevin, as we wait for that final whistle, what are your final thoughts?
Well, what a great night here at the stadium. I mean, we've been waiting for, a couple weeks now, it feels like, to get a home result. Take one tonight, not only a result, but a resounding result. I think the fans have to be super excited. I think it gives a lot to look forward to over the next course of the season.
And the final whistle blows, and the Bridge finally get that result that they were looking for at home, and certainly what they wanted going into a week off. They'll be back in action next Friday against this same NCFC U23 squad, but they've got 5 or 6 days to rest and prepare. We, like I said, will be back in action here at home in 2 weeks against Tobacco Road, and the Bridge win by putting 3 goals on the board, all in the first half. Recapping your score here for you. Gideon Betz scored first in the 17th minute off the assist from Luke Brown. Just about 11 minutes later, Thibaut Jacquel puts one off the head. Another assist, that one coming from Luke Brown. That one coming from Brennen Burton. And then the 39th minute, a goal coming from Luke Staats, and that was the assist from Luke Brown. Player of the match, man of the match this evening, Luke Brown. And we'll get a conversation with him in just a moment. For those of you watching on Cox Your View, that's going to be all for us tonight. If you want to stay tuned for a post-game interview, head over to Facebook Live, where you'll see our conversation with head coach Chris Wally and man of the match, Luke Brown. For those of you on Cox Your View, however, thank you for tuning in. For Austin Gregory's production crew, Ryan Baker, John Rector, and all of our friends at Cox, Kevin Darcy by my side, I'm Rob Smith saying goodnight for now, and we'll be right back for those of you on Facebook Live in just a moment. match tonight? Man of the match tonight, Luke Brown. Luke,
thank you.
First and foremost, how's it feel to win at home?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time coming. Probably should have got one in the first two, but yeah, great. I mean, all these fans deserve a win, so thankfully we can finally do it.
And I noticed, we talked about it on the broadcast, and we noticed your work ethic is unlike anybody else I've ever seen. You're out here after everybody has left, doing sprints after games if you don't play well. But you think you played well enough to not have to do sprints tonight?
Maybe a couple. I might halve it today. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah.
So walk us through, you had 2 assists tonight. Walk us through both of those goals. The game-winning assist at the very beginning, that one was to Gideon at the beginning there, and then just a little bit later, the assist to Thibaut.
Yeah, I mean, I put the balls in, and Gideon's made a great run on the first one. I think 2 guys lined up behind him, so put it in a good area. Any one of those 3 guys can score. And then on the second one, same thing, just great runs. If I put it in a good enough area, I know the guys are going to get to it.
So how was your experience with these fans? I mean, they were great tonight, but were they what you expected?
Yeah, I mean, I've never played in front of something like this. Like, where they're your own fans is excellent. I mean, you can see what it means to everyone after. Like, it's great to be signing autographs and speaking to the fans. But yeah, I've never experienced something like this, especially in the summer league.
Well, I won't take you away from them for too much longer. I hope you enjoy the rest of your night, and congratulations on the win.
Thank you very much.
All right, we're going to bring on head coach Chris Wally. Chris, you got a big smile on your face tonight. Feel good to win?
I'm just happy to do an interview again. We've had 2 home games in front of our crowds, and we haven't won yet. So that's nice. Brilliant performance by the fellas tonight. Really, really good, and yeah, great to be here and really excited about the performance and also being top of the league, I think, tonight.
Yeah, after tonight's win, back on top of things, took down a very good team in NCFC. They had 9 points. Now we're back at top with 10, regardless of what happens to the rest of the league. But you play this team again in 6 or 7 days next Friday night on the road. What kind of preparations do you have to do, to come back for a team who's going to be fighting for points?
Well, they're obviously going to be massively up for it. We've beaten them twice now, so I think the key is we're going to work very, very hard at training. And if our effort and our attitudes can be as good as it was tonight, I think we're going to stand ourselves in great stead. We've played very well this season at times and not got results. And, I think we've probably learned some things about our group over the last few games. Sometimes you learn more when losing. So, in that respect, we're excited about the next game. And can we just keep trying to win games and play well?
And a last question for you, Coach. What has been the biggest, what has your team learned the most through this 3-game skid now that you're out of it?
Well, the first thing is my wife keeps telling me I'm going to get fired if I don't win. So I told the guys that, so maybe they were trying to make sure I didn't get let go. But no, I think we realistically, we learn, though we've got very good players, you still need to work hard. And I think we've maybe in a couple of games been outworked. I think against Wake FC we're just very unlucky and we played really, really well. But I think we've shown tonight, if we work as hard or harder than other teams, we've got the quality to put big numbers up on the scoreboard, and that was brilliant. Really, really proud of the guys. Some really good performances, not just Brennen, but JP was unreal in the middle of the park. Thibaut scored a great goal. Great to see Staats go and get his first goal for the club. So just really, really positive all around.
Excellent, Coach, and I think there's plenty of reason to keep you around for at least another game. Enjoy the rest of your night, Coach. That's going to do it for all of us here at Lionsbridge FC. We appreciate you tuning in on Cox, coming back to join us here on Facebook Live. But we've got to say goodnight, because who knows? Maybe someone wants to sign, maybe someone wants my autograph. Probably not, though. Hey, thanks again, though, for tuning in. And until next time, I wish you the smoothest of sailing. Good night.